Hello!
Friends. Happy Thursday.
And happy early Halloween. Happy October. We're so happy to be back again.
We are. We're just...
Our friend has been traveling. She's been... and I'm so happy to see her. She's back. So we're back.
Glad to be here and getting rested up. Today is Thursday, October 9th. I'm Roberta.
I'm Lenny.
And we are
the SABLE Stitchers.
SABLE is an acronym for Stash Accumulated Beyond Life Expectancy, because you never want to run out of something to do with your stitching. So,
and I have to show, Roberta brought these back. They're cookies. We're going to say maybe we should say we're the SABLE Stitchers.
Sounds a little more elegant,
but that was pretty cool to see. It's like Jacques Panay, But anyway, that was fun.
Yep. So, anyway, if you're new here, we usually start with a little bit of a life update. And just want to thank you. I don't know how many messages you got. I got a message this morning asking if we were okay, because it's been a while since we...
Yeah, 3 weeks. Over 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, and because I've been out of the country, and I'll tell you a little bit about that because I don't have much stitching to show. But Lenny, what's been going on?
I say when she goes on vacation, I go on vacation too, but I do have some stitching. Well, not as much as I usually do. What's going on? Well, I like to thank you all first of all. Of course, just tuning in and your lovely comments. But I have my last appointment with my oncologist this month, and again, everything's just fine. Yay. And I just want to thank you again for all your prayers and thoughts and wishes and little happy things. And anyway, it means a lot to me, and I feel so good, and I pray for all those that need the prayers. But thank you very much. And let's see what's going on. Well, it's been kind of a
table. I bumped the table. Sorry.
Kind of grandson's month, I guess. We've been to a few football games and rugby games, and that rugby. I have never gone to a rugby game before, and it's like football, but not. I mean, they don't wear any protection. It's just a little scary, but it was fun to watch them play. We went to Lawrence, actually, and got to watch the bigger boys play rugby. And then Grant plays football, and all my 3 high schoolers are going to homecoming. Aww. So they all went out. Mom bought them new suits. They have to wear a suit and tie to their homecoming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I know. But oh my gosh, my heart just melted when
I bet.
I said, do a fashion show. I went to see them all dressed up. So
doesn't seem like long ago it was us doing that, right?
And I mean, I just think about my youngest, who's a freshman this year, but he was complaining because he had to sleep in the toddler bed, and he says, I can't help it if I have widow legs. So
this wasn't recently.
Oh no. He would kill me. But that they're old enough to go to homecoming, so I'm happy for them, and I think they're going to have a good time. But we're getting ready to go on a retreat, and next week we're going to Diane's to Stitch in Virginia Beach on an airplane. I'm so excited.
So we're on the loose again.
Yeah, we're on the road again. Not really the road. We're on the air again. Anyway, so I've been kind of busy with that a little bit, so my stitching is kind of sporadic, but we got things to show.
Yes. So
how about you?
Well, several people asked me. I did some Instagram stories when we were gone, but I was just going to do a little recap because this is what's been going on with me for the last 3 weeks. And if you missed that video, I just kind of touched on it. My husband and I went to France for 3 weeks. We traveled. We did some independent travel, and then we did 2 cruises with Viking. They have a thing where they do Provence, and then they put you on a high-speed train, and you go up to Paris, and then you go around Normandy and come back to Paris. So that was Viking does a great job. We met a lot of really nice people from, and this, our last cruise, we had a lot from Great Britain. This, it was mostly U.S. and then a lot of Aussies, which I got to hang out with the Aussies a bit, and that was a lot of fun. And you know, people have asked me, what was your favorite thing to see? And it's really hard to say. Really, if I had one to choose, it would be on Fleur, and it was one of the excursions we took. I think it took like an hour to get there, and it's like a little port town, and it has row houses. It has the little medieval streets, and we were there on a Saturday, and it was a nice day, and all of the sidewalk cafes were open. People were sitting and enjoying the day, and our tour included a Mariners Church, which I think is the biggest wooden church in France, because that was what the seamen knew to build was wood, and they built part of it, and then they had so many people going, they had to, you know, expand it. So it was a beautiful church. The city is known for its flowers, so there's beautiful floral beds throughout the city.
So you had nice weather?
Not all the time. I mean, it went from hot to being, you know, in the 50s, but this day was really nice. So that was really fun. You know, and one of the things we did is when we went to Normandy, my husband, so I had, you know, when we signed up for our tours several months ago, I signed up to, they have two tours. They have one that goes to the American beaches like Omaha and those beaches, Juneau, I think it is. And then they have one that went to the beaches where the British and the Canadians landed, and that also goes to the museum where the Bay of Tapestry was. So I signed up for that, and then about 5 weeks ago, 6, I got notice that museum was closed, and they moved the museum, or they closed for renovation, and the Bay of Tapestry is going to be in England for like the next 2 years, and it's going to be opening in the British Museum next July. But I went ahead and stayed on that because, you know, I've heard a lot about the American side of the landing, but nothing about, you know, the British side. It was just really interesting because on the British side, that was where they made a temporary harbor called I think it was called the Mulberry Harbor, and you still see the equipment from that out in the sea, or the concrete, you know, that they had to do to create that harbor out in the sea. And that's what enabled them to use that beach as like I don't know what you call it, like a supply port.
Like a safe harbor.
You know, keep supplying the troops as they were moving inland from Normandy, from Normandy. But that was, and then at the end of the day, we went to a cemetery. It was like a British cemetery, and we had a little ceremony. One of the ladies in our groups read a poem, and then they laid a wreath at the memorial, and it was just very moving. And you just it's just amazing all of the things that those soldiers overcame to, you know, be successful. So it was very sobering, but I'm really glad we did that.
On that note, again, I just want to reiterate that there's it's on YouTube as a show. It's called History Underground, and then there's History Traveler. His name is JD. They are so interesting to watch, and he will cover a lot of World War I, World War II, some of the Civil War. But anyway, it's very interesting, and he does cover the beaches.
Yeah, he was over there. I don't know when, if it was last year, maybe.
Maybe. But anyway, it's on YouTube, and it's called the Underground. Isn't it Underground History?
History Underground.
History Underground. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, but just to add to that, it's just
if you want to learn more about that.
Yeah.
So, and then we came back to Paris on the boat, and we spent several days in Paris. And one of the tours we did with Viking was to go to Malmaison. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. That was a house purchased by Empress Josephine, who was married to Napoleon Bonaparte. And it was so interesting because one of the gals I'd come to know on the trip, and there was, I think, 160 of us on the ship, and 90 of us had started out and done the Provence the Provence route, and then continued on and did the Normandy route. And this gal was one of them. And she came up when we were at the house and she said, I'm a descendant of Empress Josephine.
Oh, wow.
And so she said, I had been here 30 years ago. And so she was, taking pictures.
How cool.
I know, it just gave me goosebumps kind of thing. And, but it was interesting. Our tour guide told us that, Napoleon wanted a country house. So they had gone and they looked at some different houses.
Watched that on YouTube.
And they looked at this house and he said, no, it's not in good condition. It would take too much to renovate it. Don't buy it. And then he left for war and she bought it and started renovating it. And, it's interesting because they did a lot of things that are, it's like, when they have the high-end, low-end kind of thing or how to duplicate a look, they'd have statues that you would think were bronze, but they were just painted to look bronze. So they had that rich look, but they really weren't that expensive kind of thing. But apparently he was not happy that she did that because he passed a law that French women could not buy houses without their husband's permission. And our guide said that was the law until like the 1960s.
No way. It's like when I bought Pippa and I called Ike and I says, can I buy a puppy? And he said, no. And I said, oh, too bad. Look what followed me home. Can I keep it?
Oh, no.
And that's how we got Pippa.
So it's nothing new that we kind of do stuff like that. But and then just a couple other things. When we were in Paris, we have friends from church that are actually living over there for several months and doing some touring around. So we had lunch with them. And the wife was telling me that there had been an exhibit at the Louvre that was all of these dresses by famous, fashion houses, and it talked about how they were inspired by a tapestry or, jewelry or something in the something they could relate it to something in the museum. One looked like it was based on armor, and it would and of course that closed in August, so missed that too.
Oh, darn it.
But it'd be so interesting to see because, as sewers, we're interested in the embroidery, the materials they use, how they structure things. So coming home on the plane, they actually had a documentary on that.
Oh,
so
you
I
got
was able to watch that, and they showed some of the, like this one dress had like Bambi on it, and it was talking how it was like about popular culture, and then the headdress was like these huge antlers. Like huge velvet antlers. So it was very interesting. That would have been fun to see. But
it reminds me of that commercial on TV a long time ago, back in the college basketball days. It was Delta Faucet, and she would pull out of her purse this faucet, and it's like, build me a house around this.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh, you don't remember that?
Good.
Okay.
That was a good, and then one of the last nights we were there, we did a Paris, a dinner cruise. And so we're on this ship. We're kind of on the window side, and it's night, and, everything's lit up. And it was so fun because there were so many people out on the banks of the Seine just enjoying the evening, watching the world go by, and little groups of people. So it was fun seeing that. But there was this couple next to us, and we'd be looking at something, and he'd lean over and he'd be like, get really excited and pointing it out and telling us what it is in French.
Oh.
And so...
Ooh-wee.
So Jim got his phone out and did Google Translate, and he'd give it to him, and he'd say it, and then we'd look and say, oh, yes.
Oh, gosh.
By the end, we were good friends. They want to come visit U.S., and, we're Facebook friends now, and it's just...
Oh, that's so
cool. Someone had told us at our, last year that they wouldn't go to France again because the people were rude, blah, blah, blah. People were so kind to us, so friendly, and
maybe they weren't.
Kind. I don't know, or they just misunderstood. It's just hard to say, but overall, it was just a wonderful experience. We did have a little bit of excitement. We didn't get to see the Eiffel Tower, which was something we were doing on our last day, or second to the last day. We were on our way there, and we got a call from our tour guide that it wasn't open because of a scheduled strike. It's like, if it's scheduled, couldn't you have told us, sooner? So we weren't able to reschedule, and we were going to see the Louvre that afternoon. And I looked online and they said some rooms were closed because of lack of staff, but it was still open. So we still went and did that tour. And we did a lot of walking. So we walked there from, our hotel was near the Eiffel Tower. And then we had lunch, went to the Louvre. We're walking back and there's, streets are closed. There's all these police. And then we get to this, I forget what the name of this main street is, but there's a parade of protesters, and they're doing. I mean, it's music. They're doing music, but they have they're saying something, and there's all these police and with their shields and stuff. And I was too tired to try to walk around this parade.
So you walked through the parade.
I wasn't excited. I thought this is probably not the wisest thing. And the policeman stopped, and he's asking us where we're going, and we're clearly clueless. So he's like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." Go on. So yeah, we walked our way through that, and it was just interesting because
were they protesting?
Government austerity issues,
or
austerity measures, I guess. So it's just interesting because it's just a glimpse of how, life in the big city
in different language.
So let's see. So I think it was just very, very fun. It was a wonderful trip. I love the city. I love all the architecture in the city. I love the medieval villages. The countryside was beautiful. In fact, when we were on our way to Normandy and they had these fields that had been harvested, you could be driving through Iowa. Actually, but it was
exciting.
It was just a lot of fun. And then just my tip is, before I went, I did Dazzle Dry on my nails. That lasted 3 weeks. I mean, it was growing out, but it didn't chip. It didn't wear off. That was the best thing. So I love Dazzle Dry. I haven't had time to redo them, but it is a wonderful product.
Oh.
So I learned about that from Nicole Spohr last winter, and yeah, I'm a big fan. But I didn't get much stitching done. I don't. To me, the best time for stitching is in the airport. When you get on the plane, I'm getting anxious, I think. I'm ready to, you're kind of looking forward to stuff. They give you dinner, and then they turn out the lights anyway. So, yeah, I just don't do well. So I brought 3 projects, and I touched one.
Okay, well, that's kind of expected. You have something so exciting as gay parade. So, all right. Well,
all right.
Should we get started?
Yes. I am going to talk about retreats, but I don't want to just keep going on. So why don't we...
Okay.
You want to show your finishes?
I had some previous finishes that I brought, and I did decide I really don't need to stitch any more Halloween because when I decorated the house, it kind of took every nook and cranny. But I brought some of my favorite pieces to share with you. We'll start with some of the little ones.
I don't know. I thought our motto was you can't have too much Halloween.
Oh, yeah, you can't have too much. I'll still do it, but I don't need it. Okay, this is Smell My Feet, or I think Smell My Feet, La-Di-Da. And I don't know the names of everything, but I think I can figure it.
Yeah, I know that's La-Di-Da.
Yeah. So
Lynn is just so cute, and the green shows up really well.
So I know I got it from Christine Hallis Hands. I think it starts with an A, but anyway.
Oh.
It was perfect. And then the back, I just did a little witch, but I trimmed it in just black lace. So I thought it turned out really cool. And this one I know is Barbara Anna. And I just put this on a frame from Bed Bath & Beyond that I found, I guess, probably at a thrift store. So this is one of my favorites. She has quite a few that I'd like to do. Her Christmas one is one that I started on. And this one,
that's very cute.
This is the only one I don't remember what this pattern is.
Oh,
I don't know. But, why, yes, I can drive a stick. And then I just took a bunch of ribbons and tied it around an old little broom. but I do not remember the pattern name. And let me keep going.
Sure.
All right, let me get just as things
Sorry,
come.
another thing. I'm gonna move.
Okay. And this is my midnight watch. That
Did that take like 2 years to do? Or
It
did you
took 2
start 1
years,
year
but
and
you know,
finish the next?
it's just because.
Well, I mean,
you know,
it's a pretty good sized piece.
But I had done. I had done all the border for those that haven't done this yet. I had done all the border.
Oh, okay.
And I counted it, and it's like, you know, I counted the top, and it's like, yeah, that's right. So I just went on down like it was, but as all blackbirds are, they kind of fool you, you know, because part of the alphabet comes into one, so you can't put all the flowers in it. So just a tip if anyone hasn't done this yet. Everything else is perfect, but be sure you count your borders.
This one. Those are kind of, some of those are cut off on the flowers.
Right.
But
And like this side doesn't have a flower that comes in, and I think there's a couple on the other side. But anyway, don't assume that it's 223, 223 or whatever, because blackbird usually isn't. But I love this. I had this finished at Hobby Lobby. I was very happy with it, and I think they did a great job.
Yeah,
I do have
good.
the museum glass on this one,
oh, okay.
and it wasn't that expensive. This was a little one that I did actually from the punch needle.
Oh.
And it was in one of the punch needle and primitive stitching. And I want to say it's from the Lucy Beam. I can't remember her name. But anyway, and I don't even remember. I just know it's a fall from punch needle, so it might have been 23, 24, 22, you know, in that fall issue. But I thought it was really cute. And then my last one was a Teresa Kogut. I did not put glass on this one. I didn't think about it at the time. But I just put some yarn around it. It was just a frame that said something else on the inside. So I loved to do this one. I loved it, loved it, loved it. She did include, see, I did this, I think, in 22. I have it up there. But she had all these numbers and alphabets, so if you wanted to personalize it. I just stitched them all. I stitched them. I went 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I told her, I said, you know, Teresa, you put something on a pattern and I'll stitch it. She got a big laugh out of that. But anyway, so this one was really fun to do. I think I did do it within the year. So, and it just calls for 2 colors, I think, a swamp water and avocado, I think it was.
Very cute.
Or guacamole. I think it was guacamole.
Okay.
Okay, and that's all I have to show as finish. I guess our whip go. Our whip go for October was mine was embroidery and my choice. So I kind of took it all. It's just my choice. So I'm kind of doing whatever I wanted to do. All right, but my books come apart. So this is my October.
Because it's been well loved.
It has been, because here's the other part. So I have, let's see, I guess I can go back to September. We are pretty early.
Yeah, I left the 12th,
So there's my September. It was a full month. Again, I didn't finish. I finished Samuel. That was my wool piece. And I just did a lot of retreat stuff. And then October, I got it all stickered up, and I did stitch the last 2 days, but didn't get them written in. So, a couple of new starts, or a new start, and a little bit on everything. So,
okay, and I get my stickers from Sadie's Stickers. So I usually buy them like 2 months at a time, and I missed buying them before I left, so I just ordered them. I see they're on the way, so my October is very sad right now, but fun, kind of fun enough. The stickers for September were Paris.
Oh, cool.
So, that was very appropriate. So I enjoyed using those, even though I have a lot of I just kind of did notes about, where we were on our trip kind of thing, but I didn't have too much to put for, as far as stitching, because it was just the one project. So this would be much prettier next time we film, because I will have that in, so. Okay.
And we want to give a big thanks
Yes. To Patty.
to Patty. So we have our happy bags.
Oh, this was such a nice surprise. This is so pretty.
And generous.
And a little needle minder, which is adorable, and that's such a nice size. It'll hold
Nice
a
card.
really pretty card. So thank you,
We
Patty.
love the
We
bags.
Really appreciate it.
Her store is the Decorative Needle. And that's Patty.
I've got my finger at the decorative. All right, thank you.
And I put a special project of mine. It was I got my letter Z stitch cards in the mail.
Oh, those are cute. I did
So
see
I
those.
started this to add to my happy basket. So that was
cute.
that one. And this is fat quarters
Oh, cute.
and the little iron,
Oh, these
And
are
then-
adorable.
the tomato. So I started working on those. I did get the iron
Cute.
completed. And then I had started on the tomato. So they don't take long to do. And I got my threads in here. They're all DMC. And I just put on my floss ring the stitch card Z. So I know that all the threads
Okay.
are here. And then I can just do all 4 of them and add them to my happy basket. So that was one of my things I did.
Okay, so this was the piece I took with me on my trip, and so I said I took 3 with me, and I thought I'll finish this one the first week, and then I'll start and finish the second.
Sure.
So this is what it is. It's the Chesty and Me needle roll. And I'm almost done with the needle roll part. So I think I worked on the basket and the stars and then this down here. So I have to finish doing the border, finish the squirrels. And then there's the scissor fob. I don't really use scissor fobs like that, but it is cute. I mean, you could make maybe, I don't know what I would do with it, but it is cute. And then here's the inside. What were you going to say?
I had gone to a stitch club this week, and we had done a crafty thing, and one of them was scissor fobs. And one gal had done one, and she's making a quilt, or she's doing the raven quilt. I'm kind of out of the picture. And so she's going to attach her scissor fob to her quilt.
Oh.
And she called it the Raven. You know, she spelled out the Raven on her scissor
cute.
fob. So that's kind of a neat idea. I never really thought too much about that, but to put the scissor fob, name your pattern, the name of your pattern on your board or something like that. Anyway, I thought it was kind of cute.
They are. I mean, they're cute. They're really, really cute. And I mean, I guess just to have sitting around or something. They are, or maybe in a little vignette.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, next. This is a bag that was made for me by Stacy Walker, Missouri Stacy Walker. We did some bartering, and anyway, this was my gift for the barter.
oh, that's so cute with little stars on top.
Isn't that cute? And I love the Halloween look, but you can more fall than spooky. But I got to share. I'll take the pattern out first. This is my new start, and it's.
Is that new, or is that one?
Well, it's new to me.
Those are cute. I know I've seen her flower ones in the spring or summer. Huh.
It doesn't say a year on that.
It's 2025.
Yep, it is a new one.
Okay,
So-
so I have never seen that one.
Heart in Hand,
How cute.
Harvest Blessings. And Roberta brought me home from Paris, or France, this darling little owl scissor fob or project bag. But so I'm going to put it on this one. So thank you, Roberta.
You're welcome.
Because
It's a little crafty store, so you know.
So I have that little
we like
owl.
to support fellow crafters.
And we love owls.
Yes.
So anyway, so that's my new start, and I actually am doing it. I believe this was oaken, but it's a 18 count. Well, I should have unfolded it. Let's see. I'm sorry. So I did the pumpkin and getting ready to do the owl side. I love this pattern. And then
I do too. That's really pretty.
it calls for some weak dye works and classic color works. Oh, and some gentle arts. So those are the colors. And like I said, I'm doing it on a 18 count oaken. So it looks really pretty. Okay. Oh, here's there's the summer one, and then she's got a Christmas one too. I have to look for that one. Okay.
Yeah, love that all. So this was going to be my second new start, our Autumn Splendor by Brenda Gervais. I kitted this up whenever it is we went to St. Louis, because we went to Color and Cotton, and I did a conversion of. So here's what I have so far. I'm doing this on 40 count Seraphim Tobias. It's probably, I don't know if it's not showing up very, very well. It's kind of muted, but I think in person I can see it just fine. And I think when I get the other pieces in there, I think you'll see it better.
Yeah.
But here is the Color and Cotton conversion that I did. Aren't those yummy colors?
I love fall colors.
So pretty.
But Color and Cotton, they just stick out.
And if you're curious, the pattern called for Weeks Dye Works, and for light khaki, I'm actually doing Weeks Dye Works Fawn. For putty, I'm doing Weeks Dye Works Putty. I was going to change it, but I do like the putty because it has a little green in it. Charcoal, I'm doing Peppercorn. Oscar, I'm doing Color and Cotton Yuletide. For Dirt Road, I'm doing Color and Cotton Pinecone.
I love those.
For Olive, I'm doing Color and Cotton Leaf Piles. That's a pretty color.
That's a pretty color. It's got a lot of variegation in it too.
It does. I like that. And then, although there's not much other, it's just a little bit on the pattern. For Sweet Potato, I'm doing Spice Cider. These are all
That reminds me of fragrant cloves, but
and let's
brighter.
see. Persimmon, I'm doing Carving Pumpkin. And then for Daylily, I'm doing Snapdragon.
Oh, I love those. Next time when we go down to visit, I'm gonna have them do a palette of fall and Christmas.
Oh.
Just
Well, that's a good idea. And so, I mean, on the pattern, I mean, that's probably the pumpkin, and then there's little bittersweet. So there's really, I kind of really probably just should have pulled from stash for this, but it's fun to have the color and
then you'll have them
cotton.
it's such a beautiful palette. You could use it for other.
And that bird looks black. He doesn't look charcoal, but I think they'll be pretty. I think they'll all show up well. I love this Tobias. When you look at it,
that fabric.
It's like they have so many different colors that they used in dyeing it, and it's all just so subtle. But I mean, I've seen
Very
some
fallish.
red and some green, I would say, some
Browns.
grays. It's really pretty.
It's very pretty. The next one I worked on was Primitive Hair, and it was been out for a while. Spooky Countdown, and I did it on the called for. It was a 30 count Salem. So I got all the way to. I haven't done the top. I'll show you the pattern here, but that's what I've got done so far. 30 count. It is a little loosey, so you got to. I put mine in a. Well, I use a hoop, but I mean this one I really need to tighten up because the 30 counts. Salem is a little. But oh my gosh, this color is just. Look at all the.
Wow.
Look at all the modeling in that.
It reminds me of creme brulee.
Oh, I just love it. And the pattern is. Actually, I taped it together. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of a paper, but spooky countdown. So I worked on that a little bit. Oh, I like that. And these call for DMCs also. So they look pretty on there. Just love Halloween. I just love Halloween.
I know. It's just been fun seeing
all the change of colors and
I was gonna say all the decorations in people's yards, all the creative things that people are doing.
Oh, it was in Sarah's neighborhood. They have an old couple lives in the house, but they brought a bench down to the corner, kind of to the corner there on a corner lot. But it's like an old person, but skeleton, but dressed up in their clothes. And having coffee, and she's having coffee and he's reading the paper. But it's just that's
there's
fun.
So many Travis and Taylor skeletons. Like
are there?
In our neighborhood where he's wearing the jersey and she has some like sparkly little short dress on.
They're so funny. I've been working on this one for a while.
I'm really excited to be back in the swing of
things. I know. I'm
stuff.
just excited to have her back. So we're kind of gearing up for next week, and it's just like 4 more days or 5 more days. Anyway, no, it's 7 more. Well, 6. Anyway, the suitcase is out.
I have the clothes laid out, but I don't want to freak the cat out by putting the suitcase out again so soon.
Well, this is probably one outfit, but my stomach's growling. Okay, this is. I've been working on her Miss Raven's pumpkin sampler. And the frog came to visit me, so I got a lot done, but then I had to take it out.
Bummer.
But this one's done on 14 count legacy because I had it and I love this material. So I went ahead and. So this is what I worked on, the pumpkin and those vines down there at the bottom of the crow.
That's and pretty.
The pumpkins it's a plaid. It doesn't really, I don't know if the color shows up or not because it's a lighter.
Yeah. It's like a little check kind of almost.
Oh my gosh. Counting those little boogers.
Oh, that's adorable.
So then I got off. So then I had
acorn hat. Oh my goodness. So cute.
Had to get the frog out. So. But anyway, and these are.
Darn frog.
Oh, I know it. And I can't wait to do that. Use that purple, which is just the little X's in the pattern.
Oh yeah.
It's just these little.
These are just so artistic.
Yeah. So I just know that purple's just gonna make a pop. So I'm anxious to do those. But I think I'm running out of something. I need to check that. Okay, so that was that one. I'm gonna pass this on
put
to
it
you.
in?
Yeah, please. I just got one more, I think, that I worked on. Oh, this is Teresa Kogut's. I got it at our last retreat. Oh, I forgot to show too. Oh,
and there's more.
And I got her card in my
Did you
basket.
start with the pumpkin, or did you start with the joke? You were gonna.
I forgot. Shoot, it's kind of. Oh well, I had to run. You know, it's a joke. So I had to run into Roberta's really, really fast. Really, really fast.
True, yeah.
There was a clarinet chasing me, and a saxophone was chasing me, and a French horn was chasing me, probably from France.
I hate it when that happens.
But you know what it was?
No.
You know what I think it was?
No.
An orchestrated attack. Okay. Okay, this came from, I want to see the card. This came from Kelmscott Designs.
I love those.
And-
Those are so pretty.
And these are the pumpkin scissors.
Oh, cute.
These are the pumpkin scissors.
They have nice little needle minders too.
So
those are
I
adorable.
just fell in love with these. And they're real sharp. They're very nice embroidery scissors too. So, is that focusing?
I think so.
Okay, so there's the card that it came in. So, put that back in there. All right, so this is Pumpkin Pals by Teresa Kogut.
Oh yeah, that's our new one.
So I'm on the second one. I finished.
Wow! Oh my, they're adorable.
So I finished the
Oh
pumpkin.
my goodness.
This is an 18 count, but it's a 32 count, but I did use 2/2 to make them kind of bold. And then this is what I have done for the cat.
Little cat with attitude.
Yes.
Got his hands
Look
on
at
his
that
hip.
snarky face. Teresa does little snarky cats. I like her cats.
Oh.
And then the last one I
cute.
have is the little bear with the witch's hat. So this is fun, and I love this fabric. Do I have a name to it? No, I don't think so. No, of course I don't. But anyway, I do know it's 32 count, and I used 2/2. And I used these beautiful. I think they're mostly classic colorworks. So, okay.
I like the kind of the aqua, almost the aqua green.
Yeah,
Or mint. Not,
what was that?
oh, it is Jolly
Holly. I mean, you would think that would be a Christmas, but it's great for Halloween.
It is.
And that's it for my whips.
Okay.
I had some. I kind of got into wool. I guess I had some wool whips. Let me put these back away. I was going to show you some Halloween patterns, but I think a lot of people have shown their Halloween patterns before. But I would like to share with you some wool patterns. I think with the weather changing, I get kind of excited for wool.
We had, right before we left, we'd had like a week of nice kind of fall weather. And then after we left, it was up in the 90s.
Horrible.
I know. So
Sticky. I did go to my favorite antique store, and they had their fall open house, so I did have to buy this little guy. So it's just a little acorn with a scarecrow in the front. So I just thought he was cute. Put on my tree or basket. And the other thing I purchased new was when you talk about airplane and darkness. I did order one of these for a trip.
How you like that?
I feel like they're headlights in the most inopportune places.
Spotlights.
Let's see. Yeah. And then I think it has another bright light.
Okay.
But it's just nice to
Yeah.
maybe, or you can walk around. No. But, they're
Am I going to have my hands full with you?
No, I'll be a good girl. But they're nice and bendable, and so I guess try to help folks. So I don't know. I bought them because
Why not?
why not?
No, I was thinking about that.
And
but
Amazon.
Yeah.
So, but just in case, just in case we need some light on the plane, or I get anxious or something like that. So, okay, so now my big wool. Our friend Kay and I bought this big wool pattern that we're working
pretty.
on. I had gone over to her house and we spent the whole day tracing. And,
I bet.
So I didn't do any cutouts until this week. But I've got all the for all what I'm going to show you. I got all the tracing stuff.
Is that from the Woolen Needle?
This is from Karen Jaffe.
Oh, okay. Kind of looks like a woolen needle.
It
has
says
some similar-
KL Designs.
Okay.
But
Pretty
but
colors.
wool.
Pretty colors.
Look at the wool back there. So I got that one. And
Oh,
then,
it has a brown, like a brown.
Yes, it has
plaid
all- and it
on
has-
for the back.
so, and you know I'm doing that barn series. This was October,
How cute.
and I did get it
Pumpkins.
down. They're down, but they're not sewed yet. So that's October, and then
So cute. The little license plate says Boo.
Boo, and it came with all the wool
That's adorable.
and
All those colors.
isn't that pretty? And just with the
That's
stitching
really
gets on
pretty.
there. So I'm a little behind. This is my September. I love everything. So that one I need to catch up on. But like I said, they're all traced. I just don't have them down. And then this is for next month. This is our November.
Oh.
And that look at that pumpkin.
Got
then
pumpkins on the brain.
that's his colors. So that's going to be pretty for his feathers. Or the leaves, I guess. So I got that one. And then my other monthly, and I'm caught up on these, but so here's my October. I love that tree with the spider on the sides. And that's all its wool. And then here's my note.
That's what I was looking for. I have 2 buttermilk basins for Halloween, I think, and I was going to do one for my granddaughter, and I might have to do a tour of my craft room just so I can find things.
Well, that's what I'm in the midst. I took a big load to Savers yesterday, but while doing this, I'm putting all my wool in one tub and all my cross stitching tubs in 16 tubs because
Wow.
I think I have so many patterns. No, but anyways, it's a lot easier to find things, and I'm finding all these things I want to do now. And here's my November buttermilk. And they're all the little houses. They have different designs on each month, and then that's the wool for the pumpkin. And I actually have December done because it started in December.
Oh, okay.
So I have it done. So when I get them done, I'll share it with you. Okay. So that's my wool. And now I have many. Again, while I was at Kay's, she had her house all decorated with Halloween, and it just looked so cute. And I was, I'll put these separate. I'm sorry, kind of got ahead of myself here.
Is this supposed to be here?
Yeah,
I guess. Okay.
yeah. That's let me put that for Christmas. So anyway, here's one more wool pattern. These are just little ornaments, and I picked that up at that local in Excelsior Springs, the buttermilk basin.
At
I can't think of the name of it.
Kilgore's.
There you go,
Kilgore's
Kilgore's.
something.
I don't have any wool, but I have tubs of wool. So I'm gonna do that. And then she had shown me all these darling things that she had around the house, and one of them was these 2 pilgrims, and these are stand-ups. And so she so kindly loaned them to me so I could do that. Plus, she loaned me Mr. Claus,
He's cute.
and she loaned me Mrs. Claus too. I'm not sure what I did with it, but
Right here.
Oh, there's Mrs. Claus. And Uncle Sam, and they have all the little goodies in there. So I had those to do, and then I got really excited. So I went to Not Forgotten Farms, and I purchased Saint Nick. These are from last year,
He's so cute. He's really cute.
and little Cookie Claus. Hello, Cookie. And then I got so excited about these after I looked at the patterns, I went ahead and ordered the pilgrims from this year, but they're not in yet.
Very cute.
And I love the patterns. They're nice and big and red and real easy to read. So that is something else. So I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, so my plans are, I didn't do my September whip go, but one of them, the two numbers, one of them is something that I decided I wasn't going to do. So I have one to do for September and the two for October. So I'm going to try to work on those. I have my assignment this month for Mary Barr, which I'm doing with Yvette Gonzalez and Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. And I have self-assigned assignments and stuff.
Exactly.
So
and it's my choice, so
do.
I get to do whatever I want to work on.
I'd like to do some of my other fall stuff I already have started. One of them is I have Gather In, which is the Bloom Street with the big barn. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm going to take that next week because that would just be filling in the barn. So I think that's...
when I went through my pile this morning, I found Spot, which is the horse. Mm-hmm. Oh, I've been wanting to do that one for a while, but my choice. I'll decide what I want to do before the month is over.
You're your own boss.
I am my own boss this month. I had to laugh. We were watching some true crime last night, and they had one of the guests was a retired judge, and so they were treating him, of course, like a judge on the guest panel. But then his wife came in, and he says, "That's the real judge." She was wanting him to do something or whatever. And so, the lawyers are speaking very respectfully to the judge, and then his wife comes in, and she says, "That's the judge." I do have a couple giveaways I'd like to do. We haven't done that in a while, and people have been so gracious about.
Do you have any stash? Or that's any stash?
Oh my gosh.
Stash enhancement or...
I happen to bring a little bit.
Oh, okay. I have.
You have some too?
Yeah. A little bit. Okay.
Okay. I'm sure everybody's been doing some of their Halloween, but Halloween Tiny Town. Waxing Moon Halloween Critter Trio. I wanted to do that owl.
Of course we do.
Of course we do. I did start this. I didn't bring it with me because I haven't done that much, but the Quilted Witch, and I have the Needle Minder, which is just awesome.
Yes, I've seen that.
So I have that one, and then
very nice.
Hello from Liz Matthews, 2 Pumpkins Bright. Like I said, I don't know where I would put these even if I did them, but that doesn't mean I won't do them. Roberta did this one, and she picked her own colors.
Well, I did the Country Sampler conversion.
Okay.
I bought it as a kit from them. So it's darker than that.
Yeah. But again, we love those owls. So I have that to do. And this came from Pumpkin Blossoms. I was just thinking this was going to be a sweet little fast stitch. I just thought he was cute. Another hello from Liz Matthews.
I have this one kitted up, and I have it kitted up with the floss from...
I just think this is so
beautiful. What's the place in Canada? It's
Evertote.
Evertote, yes. The Roxy floss.
Yes.
They call it something else now, I think. Or is it still Roxy Floss?
I think it's still Roxy.
So I really want to do that because I'd like to...
Oh, I just love
to do it with the
color. It really does require, I think, some.
And I think that's so cool. It has a little mushroom, which are so popular now. Little spider webs.
I just love the blue in with the orange,
and just the garden theme. I just love that.
Yeah, this has been on my list, and this has been on my list. This I even have the threads. All Hallows Eve by Liz Matthews.
Just kind of the Quaker
By Liz
Pumpkins.
Matthews, Sleepy Hollow.
I think she had that one at one of her trunk
She
shows
did.
or something.
Yeah,
and it's so
I
cute.
signed it for me.
It's just adorable.
They're a lot bigger than they look, believe me. And this last one was Sandra Sullivan. Is it It's Country Spirits Collection Witchy. Homespun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here it is.
That's just a classic. I love that.
Had a little stash, little light pumpkin stitching.
And this came when I was gone. Maria Wales Newsome. This is going to be the stitch along for Hands Across the Sea beginning in January of next year. And this is a two for pattern. If you want to get this, they have it at the Attic. I think they have it at Hobby House. I don't know exactly where else you can order it from, but this is so stunning in person. And I also got the linen. It doesn't look like the linen, but this is what they said it was stitched on, the lichen from Tabby Cat. And then I got them, I love the mini McBeans, the floss ring needle minder. And then she sent just a little extra little something along with it. But yeah.
Oh, that fabric
And
is
then
beautiful.
When we were in Paris, I went to a shop called Cezanne, and they had like special bags they were giving away if you bought anything. And this is
Oh
the
my
bag.
gosh, that is so
And that,
pretty.
this was
That looks
just
so
this is like the
French.
shopping bag, but look, it's cross stitch.
Oh.
It's little. I don't know. I can't see it. It's little cross stitch stick pieces.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's all cross stitch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and all the flowers are cross. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
that cute.
Oh my gosh, that is so
that
cute.
was really cute.
That's so French.
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui. Oh, we should have said bonjour. No,
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Yes, and what our program
goodbye?
director on the ship said is like when you come in a small shop, you're supposed to say bonjour, and he's like, and you really sound cheerful, and he's like, I even like go up on my toes at them, bonjour.
What's goodbye? Oh, we did that together.
Au revoir. Au revoir,
Au revoir.
mademoiselle.
Au revoir. Oh well. Okay.
That was, and one more thing.
Go ahead. Okay.
And then this came in when I had pre-ordered this. This was from Jersey Girl Stitch Co. This was her fundraising for breast cancer for October fundraiser. She still has it on her website, so I know she had like a pre-order available, but it is
Yeah, I'm
she
googling
does
it.
such a lovely job.
Oh, those are beautiful.
So
Beautiful, beautiful.
check it out, and I know that's something we all want to support. I mean,
Absolutely.
the pins are just
Her pins are amazing.
they're beautiful, and I know all the proceeds go to support breast cancer research.
Okay.
I just have stitching retreats to mention.
Okay, you go ahead.
Okay. So when I was out of town, I got a couple of emails about upcoming retreats, and so they are up on the website. The website is sablestitchersingular.net, and there's an event tab, and you can look through it chronologically. You can do a search by if you know part of the name of the retreat, if you know who the organizer is, and it may be also by the location. But the first one I want to mention is Stitching on the Prairie 2026. It is July 23rd through 25th, 3 days of stitching at the Holiday Inn Convention Center in Kearney, Nebraska. And the cost has not been determined. Registration link will open November 1st, 2025, and then they don't start invoicing until 2026. And then Annabella's has a retreat in February 5th to 8th in Charleston, South Carolina. It's called Thread to Finishes Retreat. 4 days of stitching, finishing, friendship, and fun. And bring your favorite projects and enjoy dedicated stitching time each day. There's included but optional workshops on specialty stitches and finishing techniques. And your registration includes retreat swag bags, exclusive new designs from Annabella's created just for the retreat, special vendors, and a pop-up shops. And I don't have the cost on this here. Shoot. But I think this one is open already. And it says there's also optional outings and activities so you can soak in the charm of Charleston with fellow Stitchers. So check that out at either Annabella's under her Cross Stitch Retreats page or on the Sable Stitcher website to learn more about that. And there is a link to the registration on the Sable Stitcher website. Then we wanted to mention the Jingle Ball. If you are not sure what the Jingle Ball is, this is an online retreat. You have an opportunity to meet Stitchers from all across the country, across the world, and registration opens for that October 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern. The cost is $15, and I don't know if there's a cutoff for how many people can attend, but if you're interested, check out, this is hosted by Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches, so check out her website and videos to learn more. There's 12 designers. The designers have exclusive designs during Jingle Ball. And if you remember last year, Stacy Nash had a gingerbread needlebook that people went wild over. And it has not been offered. My understanding is she's not offering it as a pattern, but you can buy it during the Jingle Ball is what I heard.
Oh.
Did you hear it? So that, I could be wrong, but that is what I think I heard, is that you will have if you really, really wanted that needlebook, you have the opportunity to buy it during the Jingle Ball. And there's also, they have a booklet of ornaments where each of the designers contributes to this booklet of ornaments, and that's only available in the Jingle Ball. I don't know if they'll have any booklets from previous years, but those are real popular items. There's just different stitching rooms, way to interact with, meet new stitchers or interact with your friends. You just have to decide what room you're going to gather in or what time you're gathering, and then you can just have a big Zoom meeting with all your stitching friends across the country. So I think it's the first weekend in December. It's like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So again, that's October 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
To register.
Mm-hmm. And then I just want to mention the Tudor Rose Sampler Guild. We've closed registration for 2025 because in all practicality, we have meetings in November is going to be, we have a exclusive Christmas ornament for the Guild, and the designer Beth from My Sister Sampler is going to tell us how to do the finishing on that. And then in December, we do an ornament exchange. We open those ornaments at the meeting and just share what has been created by other stitchers in the Guild. So those are the last two Guild meetings, and you can attend 2 meetings for free before you need to join the Guild. So if you want to just check it out, kind of see a little bit what it's like, the Guild meets the first Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. Central Time. It's all online. It's totally online. Nothing's in person. So no matter where you are, you can join in. And I just got the web page updated with our program list for 2026.
Oh my gosh.
I am so excited about all that's going on next year. So check it out if you're interested. Registration will open to join the Guild probably in November. I think it's going to be after our next meeting. It's $40 a year, and I've been busy with that, and I'm going to be working with another Guild in the coming years, so I'm just excited about that. I love the Guilds. It's a great way to meet people, and you go to retreats and your paths cross and you already have friends to sit with or to chat with. It's just, and you learn so much from the speakers, and so just wanted to mention that. That's a lot of fun.
Well, if you are going to Die to Stitch retreat, please comment, and hopefully we can visit for a little bit while we're there. We're so excited to go. I just can't hardly. I'm so excited. I can't wait. But please let us know if you're going,
and say hi.
Yeah,
we love to say hi to you. So
yeah.
And then also got into attic sampler symposium.
Oh,
My son.
Gwen's going.
Okay,
So,
good for her.
Yeah, she finally got in, so she
Okay.
was really excited.
My son registered me when I was gone because I wasn't sure if I would have access to internet, what we might be doing when it went live, and so he's such a good son.
Oh, that's
He
so
said,
great.
yeah.
Good for you.
I
Good
know.
for you. Okay, I do have a giveaway I'd like to share with you. We were very kindly donated Winter Rose Manor. I also have this, and I haven't started it yet, but I am so excited to start it. I have it kitted up, so I'm ready to go. And so how about winter?
Winter.
We use the word
Not something
winter.
we want to think about yet, but
No, that's why I always think about fall. As I love fall, but that just means winter's going to come afterwards. Other one I'd like to share with you. This is a blue ribbon design, charted by Belinda. It's called Woodland Tree Farm, and I even have the DMCs
nice.
attached to the back. So how about we use tree? And one more I'd like to share with you this time. I have let's see, which one should I do? How about we'll do the drawn thread. These are all kind of Christmas patterns, I guess. Little bits of Christmas. So maybe help get you a little kick started for Christmas. So this is the drawn thread. Little bits of Christmas. And let's see, we've done winter tree and Christmas. So anyway, so do your
yes, please be 18 or older. Please like and subscribe.
do you remember?
So, please like and subscribe to our videos. We hope if you like our content, you will consider subscribing and hit the notification button so we can keep in touch. We love meeting you. We love hearing from you. So it's just amazing. This stitching community is just so wonderful
it's
and
global.
amazing.
It's global. I also want to welcome or do a shout out to Vicki. We met at the quilter station, and I thank you for coming up and saying hi. It's always fun to meet people that watch us and recognize us. It's a little humbling on our part, but we thank you for staying tuned, and please come up and say hi if you see us. So we'd love to meet you.
So we will be back with a review of the Dying to Stitch. Neither of us have ever been to the shop or the area. I understand we're renting a car, so hopefully we'll see there. I understand there's another shop in Williamsburg. We hope to get to that one too.
So excited.
Oh, it's going to be...
I did check the weather in advance. It's kind of yucky right now, but the sun's going to come out on Wednesday, and we're going to have a beautiful weekend.
Oh, and we like to get to know you. If you're dressing up for Halloween, if you do that, let us know what you're dressing up as. If you have suggestions for if Lenny and I dressed up for Halloween, let us know who we should be. Please be nice.
And doable. We'll have one more before trick or treat. So
yes.
That would be fun. Okay. Maybe also. Well, no, that's good enough. I have a bedtime story. Again, we haven't done this in 3 weeks. It's kind of if we're a little off, maybe
actually 4 weeks. But
oh my gosh! So.
But we've been okay.
We're doing fine, and we'll get back to a schedule.
Well, maybe not.
Well, maybe not, but we'll do the best that we can. Because we enjoy you.
We do.
Okay. This was a story about Farmer Joe. He was in his car when he was hit by a truck. He decided his injuries from the accident were serious enough to take the trucking company who was responsible for the accident to court. In court, the trucking company's fancy lawyer was questioning Farmer Joe, and he said, "Didn't you say at the scene, Farmer Joe, at the accident that you were fine? You said, 'I'm fine.'" Well, Farmer Joe responded. He says, "I'll tell you what happened. I had just loaded my favorite cow, Bessie, into the—" "I didn't ask for any details," the lawyer interrupted. "Just answer the question. Did you not say at the scene of the accident, 'I'm fine'?" Farmer Joe said, "Well, I had just got Bessie into the trailer, excuse me, and I was driving down the road." And the lawyer interrupted again and said, "Judge, I am trying to establish the fact that at the scene of the accident, the man told the highway patrolman on the scene that he was just fine." Now, several weeks after the accident, he was trying to sue my client, and I believe he is a fraud. Please tell him simply to answer the question. By this time, the judge was fairly interested in Farmer Joe's answer and said to the lawyer, "I'd like to hear what he has to say about his favorite cow, Bessie." Joe thanked the judge and proceeded, "Well, as I was saying, I had just loaded my Bessie, my favorite cow, into the trailer and was driving her down the highway when this huge semi-truck and trailer ran the stop sign and smacked my truck right in the side. I was thrown into one bit ditch, and Bessie was thrown in the other ditch. I was hurting real bad. I was pretty sure I had some broken legs, maybe a broken arm. I didn't want to move. However, I could hear old Bessie moaning and groaning, and I knew she was in terrible shape just by her groans. Shortly after the accident, a highway patrolman came on the scene. He could hear Bessie moaning and groaning, so he went over to her. After he looked at her, he took out his gun and shot her between the eyes, knowing that she was in so much pain. Then the patrolman came across the road with his gun in his hand and looked at me. He said, "Your cow was in such bad shape, I had to shoot her. How are you feeling?" "I'm fine." So, anyway.
I couldn't figure out how that was going to end, but that was a good one.
I love everybody says, "How you doing?" "I'm fine." So, anyway, the end. All right,
Very
everybody.
good.
I was so happy to be back with you again and have my friend back. So, oh yeah, French. So good.
Yeah, we're glad to be back. We're glad to be with each other. I'm sorry if we're a little giddy, but it's been a while, and so we just
feels
love you
good to be
guys.
here.
We missed being with you, and we will see you as soon as possible. It's probably gonna be a little less than 2 weeks,
I
but
would say
we're
I
excited
think
to share. Hopefully, I'll have more to share what we've all been up
I
to.
was thinking, okay, we'll be back before October 31st.
Yes,
So,
share whatever Halloween stuff we've gotten done, and have some plans as we move on, and just talk about the retreat. All good stuff.
yeah.
Really excited.
And we love you.
We take care.
Okay.
All right. Bye, friends.
Bye.
Since I didn't have a lot of stitching to show you today, I thought I'd go ahead and do a quick tour of my sewing room, which is actually in a walk-in closet. When we built our house 8 years ago, we made large closets so we could keep things kind of out of sight. And this room has worked out really well to be my craft room. And I can keep most of my crafting supplies in here. So I'm going to start on this side of the room with these built-in shelves. These are, of course, made for shoes. And I keep my floss here. I got this idea from Nicole from Nicole's Needleworks, where I keep my floss on rings by Dyer. I got those boxes from Hobby Lobby. I think I had to go 3 different Hobby Lobbies to get enough. And then I love these old apothecary jars. I think they make just really pretty display pieces for colorful things like, Baldani floss, colored buttons, some strawberries. And then this is a shelf of things that I use for retreats. I have my scissor case, my different needle cases I take depending on what I'm sewing, my retreat mat, um, some more things that I have stored here. I have some scissors in here. One of the things crafts I have tried over the years was toll painting, and that's a little box that I made when I was doing toll painting. I didn't love it as much as cross stitch. Oops. So I do no longer do that. Some more storage things down there. And then over on this wall, I have these shelves. I think I bought these at Staples years ago, and they work out really well for especially my project bags. Um, these are all whips, kitted projects that are whips. Some of these are whips, and some of these are pieces that I hope to start sooner rather than later. So I keep them out in the open, I guess, to remind me that there's other things I need to get to. And these little sewing drawers, I have my labels for my project bags in here. At some point, if I start making project bags, I thought this would be a good place. They're nice and long. I thought they'd be a good place to store zippers for project bags. I have some little things here. This was a little piece we made at a friend's retreat earlier this year. I made that blackbird pin cushion. I think that's Sweet Summer Come Again earlier this year. This was a kit from the Woolen Needle in Williamsburg, Iowa. And the box too was something I purchased up there. This is a reproduction covered paper mache box, and I keep like rusty tin pieces in there. Just some other sweet things that we've been gifted over the years. I have an old toolbox here where I keep some things that I use for retreat gifts in here. This was a Chessie and Me piece that I just finished a couple months ago. This is, of course, from Brenda Gervais' Needle and Pins book, and I combined two of the patterns. They fit in this shadow, kind of a shadow frame, and then up above I have my antique sewing bird. This is a dove made by Maggie Bonanami years ago. Let's see what's the year on that. 2001. She's done local shows for a long time, and it was always a thrill to be able to get something that she had handcrafted. This is a Brenda Gervais. I think this came as a kit. A sweet little sewing roll, and it has this cute little pocket on the back. So that was something I made. I don't have a year on that, but it was probably 20 or so more years ago. This was a Brenda Gervais piece that we made at a retreat with some of my counting pins on it. This is a gift I received from our local stitching group at our Christmas exchange. And this is a gal who is on Etsy. She makes these beautiful tomatoes, and they work really well for storing all my counting pins. So I love that. Do you ever collect wobblers? They used to be something you could get in gift stores, and they were handcrafted, I think, in Indiana. And I had snowmen and the rabbits. I just think they're so sweet. So that was from 30 years ago almost now. This is an antique cupboard that I just have a display of some of my antique sewing things I've collected over the years. I love these little sewing baskets. I just think those are so sweet. And on this cupboard, I belong to Dying to Stitch, had a Pineberry Lane club for years, and every year there was a different theme. So the theme this year must have had something to do with sewing, but I made this cute little sewing bag. It has pockets on the back. Very nice fabric. And then I just have my pens and pencils stored in here, my buttons for to make covered buttons. My husband just gave this to me. This is back when I was doing patterns and selling them in Country Marketplace. That was one of my ads that I did. Just some more finishing supplies. Years ago, Brenda Gervais had a special project that she offered on these little tea light holders. These reindeer were spray painted red, and then there was a little Santa pincushion, cross-stitch pincushion that you made and put on these. And at the time my budget didn't allow to purchase that kit, but I came across these at a after Christmas sale in a gift shop and bought them, and have always wanted to do something similar with them and have not yet, but I just thought that was such a sweet idea. And then that's how I used to store my DMC, and now when I'm converting over to floss rings. So I do not have a lot of quilting fabric. I got rid of a lot of the things that I had when I moved. And so this is most of my quilting fabric. I had drawers. These two cabinet openings actually have drawers for them. And I took them out, and it's just more functional for me using them this way. I like to be able to see the fabric that I have. And so these baskets work out well for that. I also have some of my velveteen in this basket so that I can easily see what I have. So that just fits right there. These are all kitted projects that I have not yet started and would love to start. Just never enough time, is there? One of the other crafts I've tried over the years is rug hooking, and I did not love it. I love the finished product very much, and I really enjoyed the ladies. I used to go to a rug hooking class every other week with a local teacher, and I really enjoyed the ladies. And this is one of the things I finished. This was a blackbird design. I love the colors. Pepper loves it too, and she snags it sometimes, so I need to fix that. But we had a yarn store near us where you would get the yarn that you would use to finish these rugs, and it went out of business. So I still need to get some dark brown yarn so I can go ahead and get this finished, because I do love it. I would like to finish it up all the way. These are more projects. I have a panel to make a hands across the sea sewing project bag rather. Just some other things I've received at retreats. So those are projects and more projects that I hope to do in the near future. And then this is where I have my raven wool pieces, quilt pieces are in here. And then also the practice quilt I'm doing. So those are wonderful boxes. I think I got those from Joann's when it was still open. Sweet little pin cushion from a friend. These are just some more things I've done over the years. This is a scattered seeds. I would belong to her quarterly club for a while. So that's a sweet pin cushion from her quarterly club. This was when I do the cruises with our friends. We always get these little lockets from Celebrity, and I always want to, it's just a free gift to try to get us to, go to their jewelry store on board. And I want to do one of those initial pieces and put it in here. So, and gives, we've got a couple over the years. So I want to do that for my friends. So Julie, if you're watching, don't hold your breath because I haven't got around to doing it yet, but I would love to do that. I think they're pretty pieces. I used to store my patterns in notebooks. Oops, I hit my microphone. In notebooks, and this year I switched them over to these magazine holders, and they take up less room, so I can fit all of them on here other than the ones I have in bags that I want to kit up in the near future. But this has worked out really well. So I have magazines. I have a lot of the Needle Love booklets, so I have those here. I have most of my Blackbird booklets in here. Christmas, miscellaneous, patriotic and summer fall patterns. And then this one is my passbook of days. This is a punch needle scissor holder. I bought it years ago on eBay. This was, I think, before Etsy had started, or people were mostly selling on eBay. So I just love the colors on that. My one needle case, older needle case that I have. This was another one of the Pineberry Lane pieces from that club that I did. It has very pretty fabric on the back. So those are always fun to get and to do. Needle, a sweet little wool needle book from a friend. This is a bird that is done by a folk artist named Jenny Henson out of Illinois. And her pieces are wonderful. I have another one in my guest room. But she just does them, and she has them on some of these old, this is an old hog scraper candlestick, I believe. And I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, she incorporates old pieces, and then she also does these wonderful little animals and things. So love to get those. Another apothecary jar with some old tomatoes. Very sweet little scissor case that someone made a long, long time ago. Antique pantry boxes with other things stored in them. And that's a reproduction tomato. That's a sampler I made years ago that hung in my son's room. And the one on the right was actually one that I got at an antique store because I like the frame. And it was framed in Michigan, I think, 1988. So it's I don't know if it's even qualifies as vintage, but it's not an antique, but I love those colors. This is another rug that I made when I was doing rug hooking. This one I actually did totally finish. And then I have some bigger things stored in that old blanket chest. Okay, hopefully not getting dizzy, I'm going to take you to the top shelves back here. And this is where I have more of my finishing supplies. I have a box for the Blackbird piece, Halloween piece. This has rickrack and trim in both of those. I really love the old tin boxes. And I just think they stack nicely. They're lightweight, and they just work out well for keeping some of those various trim pieces that you need. This is in the corner, this little red shelf. That is actually a cookbook holder that my dad made for me probably 35 years ago. When he retired, he did a lot of woodworking. And so we have dressers and bookcases that he made. These were boxes I used to get from Joann's. They were always 40% off, so they were very reasonable. And I have more kitted projects in here. These are fall kitted projects. Those are summer. This is winter and Christmas. And then this is actually, I had to find somewhere else that had these boxes. And this one is from Home Goods. And this has different sampler patterns that I'd like to do. This is, I want to knock that down. So this little box just has some finishing pieces for Christmas projects. And, just things you can pick up at Hobby Lobby after Christmas when it's 75% off. So I keep those stored in there. And then this is my final wall, is where my sewing machine is. Over the years, I've received a lot of really nice little notebooks from different events I've attended and from as stitching gifts, and I like to display those there, and they're just very handy for making notes as you're stitching. Some other little needle books and scissor holder gifts I've received. as sweet gifts. So I like to remember the people who did those. And then here's my new sewing machine that I just got this year at the quilting convention. I haven't used it very much, but my sister-in-law used it like crazy and made 2 quilts when she was house sitting for us, and she likes it a lot. So I'm looking forward to getting a little more familiar with it, and hopefully being as productive as she was with it. The table is from IKEA now. So I have like cutting implements. And what I did, I just bought just a big variety of these plastic um, these plastic inserts from Hobby Lobby, and to see what would work and then what didn't work, I just took back and got my money back on those. That just, general machine supplies, all the things you need for doing decorative pins and other things. And I like these display cases so you can divide everything up and see exactly what you have. Paint and glue, and then embroidery hoops. Down here, these are all my kitted little wool projects. So I just keep those all together in a basket under this desk. And then over here, just measuring and other supplies, bobbins, thread. I don't have a lot of thread either. Just kind of equipment to make floss rings, labels for the back of pillows and for the back of your projects to remember the details on what you made. Some more quilting supplies. And this is my interfacing and freezer paper, that kind of stuff. So, hope this was helpful to you. I like to see how people store things because it helps me to figure out ways to be a little more efficient. And as you can see, I don't have a lot of space in here, so I need to store things as efficiently as possible, but I want to be able to find them still. So thank you for spending time, and I hope if you have any suggestions for other ways to store things, I always love to hear storage suggestions. Storage and organizing suggestions. Thank you.